But I think, like, the key to parenting, like, my parents were not cool at all. They were parents. Parenting is hard, right? It's not an activity, it's a lifestyle. It's not axe throwing, it's being a lumberjack, and some people obviously can't hack it. But I think the key to parenting is embracing the fact that you are going to fuck your kids up. Not just accepting, but embracing. And that is not a critique on anyone as an individual. It is a statement about the human condition. We are flawed, we will pass that shit on. And if you just thought, I'm not gonna fuck my kids up, I guarantee that is exactly how you're gonna fuck your kids up. They're gonna try too hard. I don't think it matters your approach. You could be the cool parent, you could be the chill parent. Who, the first time you catch them smoking weed, you smoke the weed with them and wait till you're both baked to decide on your disciplinary action. That's great. But now you're gonna raise a person who probably will think the world is fair. And once they're crushed by the sheer unfairness of it all, they're gonna have to move back home with you and start a podcast about monetizing one's victimhood, right? And if you're the harsh parent that, makes them have chores on the weekend and they have to get a job when they're 8 and it's all about accountability and responsibility, that's amazing. You're raising a go-getter, but unfortunately 60 years too late because the system's fucking rigged. So they're gonna get to the top and then right then and there have an opportunity swiped away from them by the unqualified, coked up son of the CEO. And then they're gonna be broken by that and have to move back home with you and start a podcast about murdering their boss's son. A pre-murder podcast. First of its kind. So there you go. As young parents, ask yourselves, what kind of podcast do I want my kids to start? And am I willing to produce it? By a round of applause, how many of you have divorced parents? You're lucky. You're very lucky. You're very, very lucky. I know their divorce fucked you up, but it fucked you up in a very cool, sexy, brooding way. You're all mysterious with your pain and shit. Like, when my mom was about to go nuclear, when she started sharpening her knives, and I mean that figuratively and literally, okay? My dad could distract her with one sentence. He'd say, "Woman, you need to calm it down or I'm gonna go live with my other wife." He didn't have no other wife. He wasn't that smooth. But that sentence would still make her jealous and she'd go after him. Why? Because that is true love. Understand? My parents were born the same year, next door to one another in the lower ninth. They grew up knowing each other since birth, and they started dating when they were like 14, okay? And it ruined me, destroyed me. Their relationship turned me into a little romance bitch, Just weeping all the time. Like a fatter version of Cupid, just firing hot dog darts that would just deflect off of every woman I fell in love with every 48 hours. You understand? You think being ghosted is bad? Try not getting a response to handwritten poetry over and over again. That's how they fucked me up. That's all he had to say. "Woman, I'm gonna go live with my other wife." And that would make her jealous, and she'd turn all her rage on him and go after him, and then he'd fart, and we'd all laugh and come together as a family. If you don't think farting is important to a family, you're absolutely wrong. Someone should light a match near your logic. Farting is here's how powerful farting is. In a relationship, the moment you decide you love one another, you fart in front of each other. The first time and even before that, it's when you know you truly trust someone, when you rip ass in front of them for the first time. Farting is important. It's also hilarious. If you don't think farting is funny, go walk into the Mississippi River, short yourself out because your simulation sucks. You understand? We could be in an active shooter situation right now. terrified for our lives, and if someone rips ass, we're all gonna be like, oh man. The shooter might even laugh and be like, what am I doing? I'm sorry. You gotta chill out, y'all. I'm gonna take a walk. Like farting, he would fart, and my dad was so good at farting. He was great at it. No fart was ever wasted with him. He understood it was all about timing, okay? He knew when to fart to end an argument. He knew when to fart to start a conversation. He knew when to fart to raise morale. He knew when to fart to celebrate. He knew when to fart to commiserate. He was the best I'd ever seen. And he could do all the farts. Everything from a tap dancing bullfrog to a screeching eagle. He could do them all. He was the best. Like, here's what he'd do. When he'd rip the ass, he'd give it a second, and then he'd go, y'all heard that, baby wolf? And every time he said that, I would go, oh. That's how much I respected a fart. I howled at the baby wolf so it wouldn't feel like it was alone.